way to San Fernando now. Got the ITV here today. Second attempt this is for passing the MOT. Last time around it was third time lucky, so hopefully today I'll go one better and pass second time. So yeah, everything's pretty much there. The only I've had to destroy obviously the inside again, take it all apart. I've left it all in my mate's house. Let's see, fingers crossed. The ITV station here in San Fernando is definitely one of the smallest I've come across. Hoping that this will work in my favour. So I handed all the documentation over to the office and the wait began. So I'm here in San Fernando at the inspection. We're just waiting for my call to go through and get it done. We pray. So that's the result of the day. Destroyed the van, still didn't pass the MOT. Total chaos, total mess. Feel real down, real shit. But what are you gonna do about it? Literally, what are you gonna do about it? Cry, moan? Nothing I can do. Different conflicting information all the time, I find, which drives me mad. Different people say different things. Guy told me, don't worry about the solar panels on the roof, you're absolutely fine. Another guy tells me, no, they've got to come off. Next guy says something different. Anyway, honestly. The best solution to feeling like crap is to go for a run on the beach and jump in the sea. So that's what I'm doing. Stronger Levante, making it really hard. I'm knackered, man. Absolutely knackered. But I feel a lot better. Time for some flotation. Anyone who's been on the road with me in the van will know just how frustrating it is to have a window that will go down but not back up. So the next job was to get a new mechanism installed, starting by taking all the components off that hold the door card in place. There's 2 bolts here that hold the actual mechanism in place, along with 4 more which connect to the window. Now this is the old one, I've just taken this one out, and then we've got the new one here. So I'm hoping that changing them over is going to solve the problem. Let's see. Let's try this baby boy out, come on. Here we go. So, it's been a long time since this has worked. Here we go. Boom. Yes. Right. It always worked down, but now it works up. Yes. Buzzing. Okay. So while we're here, I'm changing these speakers over. Bigger ones. These are 6x9s. So I just had to cut the metal out with a grinder so that they fit in that space. Actually turned out to be quite a fairly simple install. Buenos dias, chicos. ¿Cómo estáis? I'm on my way today to Estepona. We've got quite a few things to sort out. Starting with the see a VW there, T3. Yeah, we got the suspension to finish. There's a couple of bushes that they all good. They're in car point, and then as well as that, there's the steering. There's a bush in the steering rack. Apparently that's split. So we're changing that one over today as well. Got an appointment at 11. I'm on my way there now for that. The gear stick situation, I'm not 100% happy with. It's difficult getting into certain gears, the second and I think third. You can sometimes jump out. So I'm going to get to have a look at that. So driving east along the coast towards Tarifa, made my way to Estepona Poligono. As always, a busy garage with loads going on. There wasn't a free ramp, but the guys just jacked it up and stuck it on axle stands.
I'm hoping it's going to be nice to me.
Unfortunately for Peter, it didn't turn out to be easy, and it actually took quite a number of hours to get these bushes sorted. Just as I went to leave the garage after they'd finished, I noticed the battery charging light had come on. Unfortunately, the bracket holding it all together had snapped. So I took the alternator out to get to the 2 remaining bolts that were holding this on. So the day started fairly well as we sorted out the suspension, bushes that needed to be changed, and the issue that I had to sort out for the steering, another bush that needed changing. This was giving too much play in the steering column. But I noticed the alternator light was on, and it just so happens that quite a big metal part basically has failed. So it means I've got no water pump or alternator at the moment. Had to take it all apart. So that's a bit of a mierda, to be honest. Exhaust also is loose, needs to be welded. So I've got an appointment for Monday for that. So you move forward one step or 2 steps forward, 1 back. Keep going. So I've got to cut this out again, this side. Marked there in pencil where I'm cutting with the grinder. Yes guys, here in the port in Estepona, Playa de Cristo. It's been a bit of a mad day yesterday, to be fair, with everything that went on. Did some repairs and thought I was moving forward, and then it just so turns out that the metal bracket that holds the alternator is like sheared off. So don't know whether to weld it or whether to get a new one. It could be quite dear, or start driving around scrapyards. Desguace, go to the Desguace and see if I can find one. It's from an old Golf, my engine on my van, so there's a chance that I might be able to find one. Another thing I've got to do for the ITV is the change the cable for the accelerator, you know, that shows the mileage, which has never worked, but they've picked it up the last few MOTs now, so that's another one that I'm going to have to do. So yeah, there's quite a lot to be done really in the next coming days. So we're up early-ish this morning. We're going to head now straight into the polygon, and got an appointment to get my exhaust welded. Obviously I don't have the water pump working at the moment, so I'm going to have to be a little bit mindful of the temperature here as I go up the mountain. It's only a mile, but even so, I've got to keep that in mind. So let's get it today. So no water pump. I've only driven literally about a mile, not even that, and the temperature's gone right up. So switch off for a minute, let it cool down before we go on back to the journey. So here's the issue with the exhaust. It seems to have come away from the bracket, and that needs to be welded back together. This seems to be a bit of a reoccurring issue. Not sure why it keeps happening. So the exhaust's been welded. Just as I've pulled out of the garage, I've pulled over just to, basically double check a few things, and I've noticed suddenly a lot of water's coming out. So looks like there's a split somewhere along the lines of the pipe, or some pipe or something is split. Maybe the water pump seal, but it's a new problem. So I fixed one, and now I've got a new one. It was pretty fortunate that I was only a few hundred meters from the garage. I nursed the van back to safety. Lucky enough, the guys were able to help. Big shout out to Fix for coming to my aid once again at short notice. We were able to locate the cause of the leak quite quickly.
Kink there, that's where it popped. So that's where it's been leaking from there. You can see where
Putting a new seal in here. This is the water pump, and then he's also soldered this up as well, which was the bit that's broke on the bracket. And within half an hour I had it all back together and alternator back in, water pump on. So after all that, it was enough for me. Headed back to the beach to chill out for a minute. Blessed to find such a beautiful sunset sitting there waiting. Phil, my man, someone has taken your spot, my brother. Unfortunately, you are no longer the occupant of this sitio. So guys, that's the end of this one. I'm going to carry it on to next week. I did want to try and get this one, including getting through the MOT, but obviously it's turned out to be a lot more complicado, shall we say. So is what it is. We're going to carry it on into the week. plenty more coming. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a like on the video, please, as well. Much love, and see you next one. For all the ups and downs that come with this journey that I'm on, I can only continue to give thanks for all the people that helped me, continue to support it all with little words of encouragement along the way. I cannot reiterate enough the phrase, trust the process.